You're watching extras from the extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carico Implement.
Hello, I'm Stacy Campbell with K-State Research and Extension of Ellis County. Well, it's getting to be that time of year in the summer where some of these nuisance birds, such as blackbirds, starlings, brown-headed cowbirds, and grackles, may start trying to establish roost in one of your trees or several of your trees or your neighbor's trees here in town. Maybe you've already got an existing roost from the year or two prior. And so there is some things you can do to try to drive these birds out of those roosts to make them go on somewhere else. But you are going to have to do some planning, visit with your neighbors ahead of time. It's going to take probably a group effort, especially if it involves more than a few trees. So it's going to take maybe yourself and a couple other neighbors to help you do this. But with some planning and some preparation, you can drive these grackles, these starlings, these blackbirds out of these roosts. The first thing you're going to want to do after you get organized is once they start establishing this roost, they'll start flying in 30 minutes, maybe an hour before sunset, and they'll even maybe start staging and kind of flying around the trees some and on the high lines. And when they start coming into the roost, maybe 30 minutes before sunset, that's when you're going to want to start trying to drive those birds out of there. How you do that is with all kinds of noise. There's even a distress bird call and a CD that we have. And actually having different techniques and varying those techniques is the best thing. In other words, you might want to have a bird distress tape going. You can make all kinds of noise by banging on pots and pans, metal garbage cans. You can have different noise makers like air horns. You can even use lights shining into the tree when it's about getting dark or after dark. You can spray water. Anything to try to get those birds out of that roost. And you're going to have to do this for consecutive evenings in a row, probably a minimum of 2 or 3 evenings, maybe even longer if these are roosts that have been established in prior years. But with some persistence, you should be able to drive them away. Yes, they're going to probably go establish a roost somewhere else, but it's essentially you're getting them out of your trees and trying to get them to move on. These birds actually, nest in those trees at night, and then they leave in the morning and they go feed during the day, and then they come back again in the evening. Also, there is a device called a pistol launcher. It's an inexpensive little pistol that costs about $30 that uses a whistle bomb that you can shoot over the trees that goes off and makes noise that can disperse those birds out. And you might even be able to use some different pyrotechnics, but you would have to contact the city, the law authorities to get permission to do that. And then even after these birds, you're not going to be able to drive them all away that first night or maybe not even the second night. So after dark, you can still try to drive them away by squirting some water up into the trees, shining lights, even using a little red laser to shine up in there. Just vary your techniques, move your noise makers around your distress call, stay after it for several evenings, be organized with your neighbors, visit with them. But using these techniques, you can get these nuisance birds, these blackbirds, starlings, and grackles out of those roosts, but you do need to do some planning ahead. And if you need some further information or want to order one of those bird distress calls or want some information on these pistol launchers, you can contact your local extension office. You can contact the Ellis County Extension Office at 628-9430. Well, this has been Stacy Campbell with K-State Research and Extension of Ellis County and Eagle Community Television.
You're watching extras from the extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carico Implement.